How's it going, YouTube? Coming to another video. And today, guys, I topped with Tier. I got third place at the Columbus Regional. It was a lot of fun. Honestly, I love this deck so much. We're getting the Fiendsmith cards. Hopefully go for the 2-peat next week in Indy. And then, you know, the 3-peat's just Nats, right? So it's going to be a lot of fun. This deck, without Agito, without Kelbeck, is always going to be a little tougher, but I feel like I play the deck a little different than a lot of people, and you're going to see a lot of my choices here. A lot of things that I cut, a lot of things that I kept, but I play like so much engine, and we'll talk about how much I play. I wanted to max out on it because I just want to be able to gas through any board. So we'll just hop right into the main deck here. I do still play the horse cards. I wanted to cut them for a while, but I kept them in. Where's my other study? It's right here. So I have the 3 study, the 1 happy, and 2 Sark. I don't play 3 of this, and you shouldn't play 3 of this. I don't think playing 3 of this is helpful at all. It becomes a worse mill. It's also just really awkward to see multiple of them. A lot of times people are like, well, it's really good if you see multiple because you can do things. A lot of times it just never really mattered. I also play talent, so like if I draw like this in talent, then like it was always just fine. Playing multiple of this though is just always terrible. I really want to play 1 forever, but like I play 2. It feels comfortable. So this is a package that I always stick with. I'm keeping these in the Fiendsmith package as well. So we'll talk about that when that day comes. Talking about tier cards though, play the max cards we can. You just have to. I maxed out on Rhino now. I don't play the Serpent anymore. It was correct when we had the Millers, but now that we don't, it's just not efficient to get the Grave, and most of the time it's just a really dead card in your hand, and I don't want to have more dead cards in my hand than I need to. So this has always been fine. The 3 Rhino is still fantastic. It really has come up a lot for me. 3 Mally, it's 3 Mally, the card's insane. It's so much fun with that card being at 3 now. It's so dumb. The amount of times that I like get Valored on Bahamut, and then I get Valored on Vamp, and I summon the Malicious, and then just combo through anyway. Because at that point, you can still put up a Sprint and Dump and be able to summon the Dangerous and get the other Melee summon to make a Beatrice. So even through double Valor, double Imperm, I'm still able to win the game. I do main deck Bestials. I think this is one of the smartest ideas I've had in a while. Even in this format, even in Snake format, there's so many other decks that these just hit naturally. Even against Snake, you can hit like an IP, which is pretty cool. These cards come up a lot. You'll kind of see more later on, but these are additional level 6s. They're just better extenders. Earlier, I played through Shifter, Inscription, D-Barrier, Dweller. I got shifted more times than I can count today. I played against 2 Vanquish Soul. These helped me push through a lot because it was like normal zone Rhino, no effect. Summon Druis Worm, go into like an SP, right? I'm just trying to survive. So these cards are really powerful, especially against Branded I play against today. I played against Voiceless Voice. Against Branded, I talent drew and I drew Druis Worm Magnemut. That was crazy. But we love that. We love that. Bricks. I play these. I just play 1 Shuffler. A lot of people get really confused why I just play 1. I think it's correct to just play 1. If you play 2, it just turns into a really bad brick. I'd rather just have this as an option and not as something that like I need to see. It's still really strong against Tempai. I had to tribute set Beast because I had no other play and my Vamp got Valored, and my opponent forced it into attack mode, and then I drew and pitched Solic, got to tier cash, milled this, and then shuffled all the dragons out of the graveyard. That was really crazy, and when I tried to push back through the crackback, I got nibbed. So that was my only loss today. It was Tenpai, but I did beat another Tenpai today as well. Not a great matchup, but it's not a terrible matchup. These were fine though. Winda also won me against one of the Tenpai players. Winda's insane. 1 Fenrir, 1 Raidsaw, and 1 Terra. I like this as another way to get through Shifter. If you're able to put up a Fenrir and add like a tier cash and activate like Scream, so at least at some point you can go ahead and mill 6 when the Shifter is no longer active. It's really strong. Having a Fenrir in your deck is really nice just so you have it as just another option. I don't want to max out on these because it just turns into worse mills and even worse draws if you draw them in multiple. So I'd rather just have 1 and 1. If I see him, I see him. If I don't, I don't. I'm not really pressed about it. Be careful with this though. I play through Planet, but sometimes you have to activate this first and then this, even though you want this active, because you don't want to play into Droll. So like there's a lot of times where like my hands were kind of awkward, but they were like fine. I drew a Mally and I had both of these, so I activated this first to grab Chiron. And then I activated this to go ahead and grab my Fenrir, just in case there was a Droll. Because if I would have activated this and had Fenrir and had a pass on Fenrir, I would have cried. That would have been so bad. So be mindful of Droll. I didn't get Drolled at all today, but toward Nat season, we're going to be seeing Droll in everyone's main deck probably again. I might even main Droll, we'll see. Card's insane. I did that back when the case tourneys were a thing and it went 10-1. Main Droll was crazy. Even in a deck like this, you can still do it. Maining 3 talent. This is still perfectly fine. I think this card's the best card in the game still. It's so crazy. Every single time I see this card, I'm like, all right, I have 100 different options now. Which one do I want to do? This card just forces out way too much. It's so good. Highly recommend to play it in this kind of a deck, especially because the deck is so fishbowl-y that you just need other things to be able to get into. 2 Scream, don't play 3. 3's a brick. 1 of the Grief. This card's really strong. If I ever see Grief and like Solic in my hand, I feel like I win the game. This summon and send Rhino. Rhino effect, pitch Solic, summon Rhino, dump tier cache. This adds a tier cache, and it's essentially like a really bad mill 5, but it's still really strong. So I like that a lot. I play the 1 Call by the Grave because I don't like Shifter. This actually won me one of the games I was playing against Vanquish Soul. They shifted me and I called by them, and that felt great. Foolish Burial and Foolish Burial good. 1 and 1 is fine. This was cut for a long time. I put it back. Just consistency. I play like 30 engine cards, which is crazy, but I play such a high number so I can just gas through any board that happens, which is usually how I'm able to win so much, just because the boards are so big, but my extension is so big, right? So it is really nice to be able to go ahead and just go through everything that they have. I play 3 Solic, 1 Meta Noise, and 1 Trippy Karma. The 1 Meta Noise is really strong. I really like it against Tenpai. The Meta Noise came up quite a bit today. Being able to send a name just out of nowhere, making like a Dragos Stavelia or like a Winda, was really strong. The 3 Solic is really nice too, especially with the Grief. And then Trippy Karma, you just have to play it because it's Trippy Karma. Some people play multiple of that card. I think they're crazy. I would never do that. Maybe if things change drastically, but never that. Before the side deck, we'll go into the extra deck. I have so many tokens, but it's okay. A lot of fusions, Mudragon, Winda, Garura, Dangerous, the Drago, and Kaleido. The Dangerous is really strong, being able to go ahead and pitch another card out of your hand, especially if you have like a Trivia Karma, you can go ahead and add what you need. Just another way to get into Beatrice plays. Window is really strong. I Turbo Toad out as much as possible, so something out the Mudragon is crazy just because you're able to go for so much. There's a lot of times today where I had like normal summon Rhino, I would dump and then be able to mill into a Rhino, bring back Rhino, make a Mud, and then protect my Bahamut from a Veiler. I'm trying to pump out Toad as fast as possible. Toad is just such a key piece to this deck. It's so good. I really hope it doesn't get banned because of like Sprite Ice Shade shenanigans. I don't think it will, but we'll have to see if that's actually real or not. But you know, we'll see. Ice Barrier is Ice Barrier. I don't respect that. At least not yet. Beatrice, Vamp. Vamp's very strong. Card is way crazy, especially being able to reborn your opponent's monster and use it for Vamp, no matter the level. As long as you reborn it from the graveyard, it's really nice. 1 Dark. IP is the craziest card that I've added because I played this. Even when I got top 4 out of 96 teams, there was a moment where I played against Pearly and they were just like, yeah, I'm going to sit on my 7-mat tower. And I was like, that's cool. Anyway, and just Goddess. So it's really cool. I like having IP as another body just to be able to do something different. Being able to go into Goddess or go into like an SP. I rarely would ever go into like a Sprint, but it's such a good option to have. It really does come up for me a lot. We'll go into side deck. Side deck was like fine. I don't really think I saw most of it all day, honestly. I think the main deck really put in the gist of the work. I had 2 Bell. I didn't see it all day. Put it in a couple times. It was solid. Like the idea of putting it in, but at the same time I didn't see it, so like can't really tell you. In theory, very good. Now it's still running. Crossout and Shifter. Shout out to Craig for harping on me to keep on having some kind of negation for Shifter. These are actually Craig's, so shout out Craig. He's a real G, and he's very, very cool. Yeah, so Shifter. I drew these one game. I felt very sad, but it's fine. It was the first time it ever happened to me. Dark Ruler. I used it one time. Didn't work. I lost anyway. So didn't really matter. I didn't like cross out anything today. I didn't dark roll anything today. I didn't bell today. I didn't see these today. I saw these and it never mattered. And this was the only card in my whole side deck that actually mattered. It was kind of crazy. Crime is the only card siding going first ever. It's the only card. I never want to brick, and I always keep as much engine as possible. Going second against Snake Eye, I put in this, and this, or if I want like to play around like an Appaloosa or something, I'll put in these. But like honestly, I thought these were gonna be really good, but I also didn't play against like Melodious, right? So like it could have been good, but it just never really came up. In general though, the main deck itself just put in too much work. Like the main deck was crazy, so I definitely highly recommend that if you like the deck, you can change up the side however you want. You just have to play Crime. And then as long as you go pretty standard with the main deck, there's a lot of lines of play that you really got to think about, which I think is really important, especially like with the horse cards, knowing when to summon them, when not to summon them. My opponent had a Fenrir, so my opening play was just summon out the Imseti and the Happy, and then start committing to the board. So I like Shiren mill 3, and then my opponent banished the Shiren face down. So I mean, like you have options from there with like your horse cards, which I think is really smart. Even like Happy to go ahead and add back the Shiren that just got banished, right? And other things that you can do, because Happy can add back face down cards too, which is really cool. But huge shout outs to RAW. RAW is the best card shop. Love RAW so much. Shout outs to Craig. Shout outs to Miguel and Spencer. And also Dom over here. I'm so proud of you. Got your invite right before Nats. So you. Proud, bro. Very, very cool. It was a very good experience, and I can't wait for Indy. It's gonna be fun. Thanks.